G'day guys, Mr. Oz Adventure here. Today I'm going to take you on a hike with me up to the top of Wollumbin. Wollumbin, that pointy mountain in the background there, has been a place of spiritual significance for the local Bundjalung people for longer than even time itself can recall. This jagged peak, which stands 1157 metres above sea level, absolutely dominates the surrounding landscape for hundreds of kilometres. It was actually named Mount Warning by none other than Captain Cook himself, as he was sailing up the east coast of Australia in the year 1770. He named the peak Mount Warning as a warning to future seafarers that there was a reef just offshore. The park itself was originally known as Mount Warning National Park, but was later changed to Wollumbin National Park as a means of paying respect to the local indigenous people of the area. The mountain itself is actually the centre of what was once a large volcano, which would have been over 2 kilometres high and 100 kilometres wide. It would have reached from Lismore and Byron Bay in the south, curving out into what is now the ocean and stretching northward halfway between the Gold Coast and Brisbane. The local Aboriginals have always had a strong dislike for people climbing this mountain. As much as I have respect for local indigenous people, my selfish need to climb this mountain and experience it for myself overtook that. In March 2020, due to lots of landslides on the mountain and to respect the wishes of the Aboriginal people, the track up to the summit of Wollumbin was closed. And at the time of editing this video, it does appear that the track will be permanently closed. I have mixed feelings about this. I do appreciate the Indigenous people's values and I respect that, but I also have enjoyed my time walking up this mountain in the past. My first time walking up to the summit of Mount Warning, Wollumbin, was in 1997. I started the walk at 1 AM in the morning in order to get up there for the sunrise, which in summer was at 4 AM. Due to its close proximity to Australia's most easterly point at Cape Byron, Wollumbin is actually the first place on the Australian mainland to see the sunrise in the morning. This time around was my second time climbing the mountain, and it was in January 2018 on an absolutely stinking hot day. It was definitely a challenge to reach the summit in such hot and trying conditions, especially the last part of the ascent, which is very steep, where you have to pull yourself up a chain. It's almost vertical, just climbing from rock to rock, pulling yourself up. A huge challenge. But a challenge that is well rewarded when you get to the top, because the views are absolutely incredible. This day combined two of my loves, walking in the bush and riding motorcycles. I'm used to riding my motorbike all around this area with views of Wollumbin in the background just about everywhere I go around this region, but I hadn't seen the view from the top for over 2 decades. We're looking north back here, back across the Tweed Valley into Queensland, Springbrook National Park over there, Mount Cougal, the Gold Coast over the other side, Tweed River down there, the town of Wollumbin. This is my playground. This is where I ride my motorbike all through these hills. Very different perspective seeing this mountain from the top. You can even see as far as Mount Lindsay over there, Mount Barney, all areas that I ride around regularly. Bloody beautiful. You can even see the skyscrapers of Gold Coast here, vaguely through the haze. So I can't help imagine what this was like before white settlement. This place is a very spiritual place to the local indigenous people, and I definitely have them in my thoughts when I'm in areas like this. I probably spent roughly an hour at the top of Wollumbin, enjoying the 360-degree views from every angle I could possibly get. The views up there are amazing in every single direction, and it was awesome just spending the time there to check out all the views and also get a bit of rest before I had to start the challenging descent down to the bottom of the mountain again. The walk down was just as challenging as the walk up, but not so challenging cardio wise, but more challenging on the old joints, the knees, the feet. Once I got down the bottom, it was nice to throw myself in the creek and cool off for a bit before jumping on my bike and enjoying the ride back home through this marvellous region that is the Tweed Coast in northern New South Wales. Oh man, made it down to the bottom and I'm hot. Oh.